guys, welcome to this segment of Female and Fabulous. I am Karen. I am the community manager here at Illuminate. And today's guest speaker, which I'm super excited to share with you, is the lovely Juliette Eav, who is a certified nutrition coach. Juliette, do you want to say hello?
Hello, guys.
Can't wait to introduce her properly in a bit. So we are here to discuss all things self-care and wellness and nutrition. That is basically our topic for this month. And we thought, who better to discuss this with and share her tips and tricks rather than Juliette herself. She is Paris-born, living in Hong Kong and Bali. She will share with you in a bit. But essentially, we are going to hear some really action-packed tips and tricks from her about self-care and wellness. So Juliette, without further ado, would you like to share with us something that is not on your LinkedIn profile?
Oh, well, I aspire to bring the joy of healthy pleasure in people's life, and this goes beyond just food.
Yeah.
So, as a nutrition coach, yeah, this is what I'm doing. I'm all about making wellness enjoyable and turning indulgent pleasures into healthy choices. But I'm also working on a meaningful project focused on emotional and sexual health, which is, I
Wow.
think, not talked enough. Yet it plays a fundamental role in our overall well-being in a holistic way, right? So yeah, this is a sneak peek.
Wow, that is super cool. So how did you come up with this idea, and when did you see this gap?
Observation,
Yeah.
personal experiences, and I it was more like also a life dream
Yeah.
uh, that I'm achieving, and I didn't want it, and it's linked with a purpose. I also everything that I'm doing, I'm trying, to link with a purpose. So
Yeah.
this is a life dream, and I wanted to link it to a purpose because I can observe that there's a lack of education, and there's a gap, and yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing. So let's just take us back a few years, because you used to be a digital marketer, right? And in 2020, something transformative happened. Take us
Yeah.
through the process as to how you are now doing something completely different, but something super purposeful and meaningful.
So all my career I was a digital marketer in different industries, and I had the incredible opportunity to attend a webinar in 2020 from Tony Robbins.
Right.
I love it.
Yes, he's awesome.
So Tony Robbins is a motivational speaker, and he hosts these huge seminars, um, and like it's like 3-4 days, intense day, where you really get to ask yourself some very important questions. And so two of those questions were really hit me and really transform my perspective and plant a seed in my mind to basically raise my personal standards and go
Mhm.
after my ideal life. And those questions, first is very basic. What is actually your ideal life on your own terms? What is an extraordinary life on your own terms? So
Yeah.
the first question is to ask yourself, what do you really want? If you could have everything you want in life, write it down, and what would it be? So first reflect on that. And so that's what I did. And the second question is, what prevents you to achieve it?
Yeah.
So again, in my mind, it was kind of, it triggers me because I would think that my ideal life is in my dream. I never thought, it never crossed my mind, my
Yeah.
simple mind, to go after my dream life. Um, because also in my ideal life, I have written, I want to have a purposeful life, be my
Mm,
own boss, and help people, but I also, at that time, I didn't want to be an entrepreneur. I never had
right.
this. So I didn't know what it was, but I decided I was, that, I committed to look for it, you know.
Mm,
So my first goals was to set fitness goals, actually,
yeah,
to take care of myself, my
right,
health. So
right.
that was what I professionally, I didn't know where I would, I would go. But
Mm,
first of all, yeah, raising my personal standards, raise for myself, and set fitness goals. So that's how I got into nutrition, actually. That's how I got, I had those, it was purely aesthetic driven, I admit. I wanted to have my beach body.
well, why not? Absolutely.
Yeah, and I had to embrace a healthier lifestyle, and it was really gradual. I really educated myself,
Mhm,
and step by step, how a healthy habit after another. I began to really delve really deep into nutrition. I
mhm,
took a course, and again, back then it was only for me. I wanted to understand better my body,
right.
how my body functions, and this led to me being passionate about nutrition and health in general, and
Yeah.
being a holistic health advocate now. Yeah.
That's brilliant. I mean, what a journey you've been on. And I think one of the things, this is a great segue to my question, would be because we're celebrating self-care and health and awareness this month, um, for busy professionals, perhaps even your digital marketer self back then, what are kind of like tips you would encourage women to make sure that self-care is a non-negotiable for them in their daily lives?
Well, the thing is that it's all about the mindset.
Mm,
How I got into like being a nutrition coach is because I was so empowered and proud of myself to embrace a healthier lifestyle, that I wanted to transmit that to other people. It's also because I understood what's like the importance of it. And the
mm,
question we really need to ask ourselves is how how do you visualize your future self? And when I say
mm.
future self, it's after 60, 70, 80, right? Do you see yourself thriving with energy and vitality? Or do you see yourself struggling with health issues and limitations?
Yeah,
So if you step back and see the bigger picture, the long term picture, if you don't take care of yourself now, I mean, this will inevitably, go worse and worse, your health, right?
absolutely.
So there's this first thing, like, what do you really want again in life, when you see your future self?
Yeah.
Uh, and I mean, there's 25% of adults worldwide that are affected by metabolic syndrome. And metabolic syndrome includes obesity, high blood pressure, high blood sugar,
Right.
abnormal cholesterol levels, all this, right? And
Yeah.
all this condition increases the risk of heart disease and diabetes.
Yeah.
And those the disease are often linked with unhealthy lifestyle choices.
Yeah.
Your dietary patterns today and your daily habits determine your future health condition. So
Wow.
it's not after. Basically, we need to understand that we need to act before shit hit the fan.
Yeah. 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 For
You
sure.
don't wait for your last decade to try to prevent those diseases, because if you reach that time, you probably don't have enough time to change the direction of the ship,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's just like you brush your teeth without a second thought. It's just part of our hygiene routine.
Yeah.
So self-care should be just like this, part of your hygiene routine.
Yeah. How would
Before.
you suggest to our community as a first step, let's say, to take stock of where their vital bodies are at the moment? Should they go for a general health checkup to check where they are at the moment?
Not necessarily. I mean,
Okay.
honestly, you don't need to go see some figures to understand whether you have, I mean, if you do things right or not.
Okay.
Um, I mean, okay, no, you don't need that. First of all, yeah, it depends. Everyone is different. So as a
Yeah.
first, if you look at your nutrition and you eat a lot of ultra processed food, for example,
Yep.
this is the first step. 80%
Mm,
diet should come from whole food.
right.
So
Can you explain what exactly Whole Foods is?
whole foods is like fruit, vegetables, whole grains, and yeah, protein, lean
Yeah.
protein is whole food is something that hasn't been processed
Yeah.
in a factory.
Yeah.
Whole food is something that doesn't come with a nutritional label.
Okay. Right. So even like, what about like tin products? Let's say for, I don't know, like lentils or chickpeas in a tin. Is that okay?
Really processed. And okay, so yeah, actually, those are okay actually because
Okay.
it's one ingredient, right?
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, that can it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All
Look
right.
at the ingredient. If there's more than the more there are, then the more it's processed. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Especially certain ingredients where you can't even pronounce it, right? Like that's a real kind of red warning sign.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one way to know, and the very basic minimum is eating whole food, 80% of your diet.
Yep.
If it's not the case, then reduce gradually your, the ultra processed food.
Yep.
Um, I mean, obviously reduce everything that harms you, like alcohol,
Yep.
okay, that it's all about balance, but some people really drink a lot. So first thing,
Mm,
use yeah, alcohol consumption as well.
right.
Um, this is really bad for your body.
Yeah.
And lastly, if you are sedentary, if you don't do any physical exercise, well, it's time to to get the habit to be more active as well.
Yeah.
And this
I
can,
certainly
yeah,
sorry. I know I certainly feel it now. I'm in my 40s and I know that muscle mass decreases rapidly. And I'm really starting to feel it so much more. Like every single move that I do in
mm,
exercise, sometimes I injure myself or something. So I definitely need to build that up.
exactly. Well,
Yeah.
after 30 years old, like the human body, and it's a very natural process, we lose muscle mass to 3 to 8%
Yeah.
every. So imagine at the age
Wow.
of 70, it's almost 30 to 40% decrease of, I mean, lot of muscle mass, 40%.
Yeah.
Because after
Gosh, that's
60 years
crazy.
old, this rates increase.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so if we don't engage in resistance training, so this is also the very crucial um, first step that you can make
Yeah.
towards uh, quality longevity is to engage in resistance training.
Right. Okay. Noted. Noting it. Um,
Yeah,
one of the
and
things, sorry, what was you gonna say?
because maybe everybody doesn't know what is resistance training, and
Yeah.
it's not necessarily going to the gym. You can do body weight, you can work with resistance band.
Right.
Just start, you can just use your own body weight
Yeah.
um, to start with, but
Okay.
important to basically use those muscle, contract those muscle, the full body, because
Yeah.
if you don't use them, you lose them.
Right. Wow. Are there any supplements that you would suggest? Or do you think eating right is already plentiful to go on this wellness journey?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, depending on if you don't have any special conditions. I mean, there are some supplement as you age that can benefit you. There's also a misconception about protein powder,
Yeah.
which is yeah, a supplement. A lot of people think that it's for bodybuilders, and but no, protein powder is just like any other supplement. If you don't manage to get enough protein in your diet, it's a
Mm.
very healthy way to complement your diet actually.
Interesting. But on that note, if one was to take protein powder purely to complement protein in their diet,
No,
they
no, no,
would,
no, no, not only this.
yeah,
It's a supplement, not like not your main source of protein. It shouldn't be.
no, yeah. But they would have to work out, right, in order for it to be at an optimum level from a toning perspective, perhaps.
Okay, so if you want to tone your body for sure, or lose weight, resistance training is the way to go. I mean,
Yeah,
I realized during my fat loss journey that I educated myself a lot, and I heard like thousands of hundreds of podcasts related to that topic, and I just realized that the top strategies for fat loss are the same for longevity. So
mm,
how I shifted my mindset, basically. So that's why I was also very happy and proud of myself, because if you, instead of working toward uh, looking a certain way,
mm,
you think of doing the right thing to be healthy and to
yeah,
live longer and better, then it's more sustainable as well. And
yeah,
those strategies are the same, like eating whole food, doing resistance trainings, because you do need to build muscle in order
yeah,
um, to to lose fat in a healthy way as well. I mean, to
yeah,
maintain your muscle mass at least, and eating protein is key for that.
right. Okay. Very interesting. One of the, in the professional sense and in work life, when people are very busy, burnout and stress is always the case, right? So how can you put or suggest some measures in place so that people can do self-care in their daily lives, and do it in increments rather than, changing a completely new lifestyle?
Well, again, we go from the basic strong foundation is a balanced diet. First
Yeah,
of all, start by having balanced diet, and again, it's emphasizing whole food,
yeah,
um, and reducing ultra processed food that actually um, give you a lot of like contribute to a lot of inflammation in your body.
yeah, yeah,
um, Regular exercises very important as well, including resistance training, because resistance training also, it's not only to build muscle,
yeah,
it's for, so there are so many benefits out of
yeah,
doing resistance training. It
right.
stimulates the release of endorphins, right?
Yeah,
And it helps regulate other neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, which plays
wow.
a huge role in regulating your mood.
Yeah,
So yeah, resistance
that's
training
really
going
interesting. I did
does.
not know that. I thought, what about in terms of exercise in general? They would also have dopamine, and releasing of the other hormones, right?
I mean, because it also increase your blood flow,
Yeah,
and increasing your blood flow means more blood going in your brain. You
yeah,
know, this is how it affects also your 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 health, your brain health, and your
yes,
abilities. Memory, and all those functions.
yeah,
Um, regular exercise does play a huge role in mental health.
awesome. Yeah, no, and in terms of duration of exercise, some people may not have 1 hour every day to exercise. What are your suggestions on quick, easy exercise aside from resistance training that people can do in 10 minutes, 20 minutes?
Well,
Yeah.
walking is the most underrated exercise, cardio exercise,
Wow.
and
Wow.
it's better like if you get the habit of walking after your meal, for example,
Yeah.
you in your office, a lot of people eat in their office very quickly. Mindful eating is so important as well.
Mm,
Take times when you eat, enjoy what you're eating, without distractions, because this is also gonna affect your hunger cues, right? You need to I mean you need to listen and feel your hunger or your fullness. So
right.
so yeah, having going for a walk after eating is very it's actually very powerful. So if you don't if you don't have a lot of time to go exercise, then prioritize walking. And this can mean prioritizing taking the stairs as well instead of the
Yeah.
lift,
Yeah.
or the elevator, parking your car a little bit further so that you walk, to your office or to your right. So it's anything that can prioritize walking, well, do it. And after having after your meal, if you, for example, you can go for a walk outside in the nature, have a call at the same time if you want, or just, go with your partner and have a discussion,
Yeah.
spend your partner quality time together, and at the same time, it contributes to your health.
Yeah, definitely. I was reading a book called Ikigai, and one of the beliefs is that exercising out in nature has a whole range of benefits versus in the gym. Of course, not everyone can go to the gym. They may not have the money for it, but actually free exercise, like walking, like you said, is so beneficial for brain health as well, right?
In the nature, yeah, first of all, because you can get some natural sunlight, and
Yes.
this is especially in the morning, and yeah, you can feel like you're more connected to to the nature. Is also very good for your body,
Yeah.
and yeah, your mental health as well.
Yeah, absolutely. On that note, sleep is also really key to all kind of elements of wellness as well, right? So you were saying how sunlight in the mornings is really helpful for mental health, but I also read that when you have sunlight in the mornings, afternoons, that really helps to regulate your circadian rhythm so that you can sleep better in the evenings, especially for those with like insomnia. That would be really helpful, wouldn't it?
Yeah, this is one strategy for quality sleep, and indeed, sleep is so underrated and so, yeah, I guess disregarded by a lot of people, but it's so important. Like sleep is also connected to everything.
Yeah.
If you do proper sleep, and when I say sleeping, is not necessarily only the duration. It's getting sure you have quality sleep.
Yeah.
Um, and there's a bunch of little strategy that can help you enhance the quality sleep. I mean, again, um, like exercising also improve your sleep, the quality of the sleep.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not eating before sleeping as well,
Oh yeah.
because
So what is your suggestion on how many hours before sleeping should be the last meal?
there's 3 hours, because
Okay.
it gives your body the time to digest, because while you are digesting, actually your body is working basically.
Yeah.
And it prevents your body to be in like total rest, in total rest. uh,
Mm.
and avoid stimulants like caffeine, alcohol,
Yes.
uh, and um, and screen device as well,
Yes.
like your phone, your laptop, because this is actually stimulant.
Yeah.
Um, you should be also having like dim light, at night. It's good
Yeah.
to have reddish or dim light, because the very bright light again will stimulate you. So I mean, your body needs to understand that it's time to sleep. So it's
Yeah.
dark, and
Yeah.
when you should be in total
Yeah.
darkness. That's recommended, and avoid all these. Even the little lights, can affect your quality sleep. So your phone, yeah, ideally, I know it's very hard and
I know.
even me.
Guilty, very guilty.
Yeah, exactly. Is like yeah, an hour at least, before bed. You switch off. You get rid of the screen. I mean, you get
Yeah,
rid, you stay away from the screen, and you do like ideally like a routine, that basically unwind you. It
yeah,
can be have a bath. It can be stretching, meditating,
yeah,
journaling. Yeah, so there's a bunch of things you can do that doesn't involve looking at a screen. um,
absolutely.
that can be yeah, very beneficial for your for to improve your quality sleep.
Awesome. So we've spoken all sorts from sleep to nutrition to fitness. Now, in in a realistic scenario, when people may not have the time to work out every day, what are your suggestions on, like, let's say, a weekly basis? What are like the non-negotiables of how many times a week should people be working out at a minimum?
You mean when you like to maintain or to when
Yeah, to create a healthy lifestyle.
I mean, again, the like if you don't do anything at all, try so yeah, once a week, like but it also depends on everybody's schedule, right? But
Right.
it's better to like, consistency is key.
Yeah,
Don't think of perfection. A lot of people have this all or nothing mentality. I had this before as well.
yeah,
uh, and they think that, oh, I need to do an intense workout so that it's effective. No, it's not the case. You can do 10 minutes of exercise, but if you do it every day, imagine
yeah,
at the end of the week, it's an hour,
yeah. No, that's very true.
right? So
Yeah,
can you really, when you think about it, like, do you have 10 minutes a day for yourself to dedicate for your health? If you don't
yeah.
have it, honestly, ask like, oh, no, then don't complain that that you
No,
can
th
that,
there's a really famous saying, right? It's if there's a will, there's a way, and you will make
yeah,
time if you
exactly.
want to do it.
Exactly. So don't pressure yourself to, or to do like, oh, like super motivated at the beginning to do five times a week, like 1 hour workout. If you go from zero, you will probably be, frustrated and or drained, and
Yeah,
and you will completely stop it. So my recommendation is really to build gradual, to do it gradually, and to have these incremental changes, positive
yeah,
changes, right?
yeah,
Meaning, you can start with 10 minutes a day, even though it's not as effective um, per se, but it's as effective as in it help you build that habit.
yeah,
Consistency is key. Is the to yeah. So have this 10 minutes, and then when you master this 10 minutes, when you have 10 minutes, and then you'll see you just do it more often.
yeah,
And again, not about perfection. Do it, yeah, whenever you can. And there's not a bad, workout. The only bad workout is the one that you haven't done. So
yeah,
any movement counts.
yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, there are so many I think programs out there that might, be uh very hardcore but not sustainable. So what you're saying is it really will resonate with a lot of people that consistency, just doing little bits of increment every day will help your future self, right? You just have to start today.
Exactly. Just start today.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, build this habit
Yeah.
for,
So
for
on that note, I wanted to ask you, would you, one of the questions that was pre-submitted would be, could you share with us a very simple recipe that is equally delicious, but also healthy and doesn't take more than 5 minutes to make?
I've just made one today.
Oh,
This is a healthy dessert, very nutritious as well,
uh-huh.
and you can do it to your liking and very simple ingredients. It's a chocolate, high protein chocolate pudding or chocolate mousse.
Ooh, sounds delicious.
So very surprising because this contains tofu, firm
Ah,
tofu. Yeah,
wow.
you need to try. Maybe some people. I mean, it also depends on the brand of your tofu. You know, it can change the taste. Some people maybe don't like too much the taste of tofu, but honestly, you don't really taste it if you do it like the right way for you. I mean,
Yeah,
you try, right? So firm tofu,
yeah,
unsweetened cocoa powder,
yeah.
like 2 tablespoons or more, and then sweetener of your choice. So healthier version are like natural sweetener,
Yeah.
maple syrup, honey, or it can be as well. I mean, if you care about the calories and you are in a fat loss journey, I would recommend monk fruit sweetener,
Right,
which is very 0 calorie,
right.
and you blend this with also a little bit of milk for the consistency, not too
Hmm.
much, and then you have a delicious high protein dessert or snack. Oh yeah, because I'm all about toppings and elevating the meals. You can have it by itself, or you can add some fresh berries
Mm.
as well, like maybe a leaf of mint as well, fresh mint to make it
Oh, love
fancy.
that. That is very fancy.
Fresh nuts as well.
Oh man, that sounds amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. Like, I think it's so easy to get a dessert or pudding from the supermarket or something that may cost, $2, $3. And then when you look at the nutritional content, half of the stuff you can't actually even pronounce, right? And
It's
just
most sugar as well.
yeah, exactly. So for you to be able to share with us such an easy recipe with just a few ingredients is really inspiring, and it will help our community to think differently, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's all about. I mean, I'm all about this type of recipe. You know, I love trying new recipe, and this is all the content I'm creating on
Yeah.
my own. So my passion is really about trying all those recipes because I love food. I love food, and but I want to indulge in a healthy way. So
Yeah.
that's why I don't mind taking the time of trying this recipe and then share them to the
Yeah.
yeah.
So that recipe you mentioned, to me, it sounds pretty reasonably priced. Tofu, cocoa powder, right? A few like a sweetener, and some milk. Um, how do you help your clients or when you're doing your coaching programs budget? Because Whole Foods can be expensive when you go to the supermarkets.
To buy them to like a fancy like a organic store, then yeah, it can be very expensive, but
Yeah,
you don't need to, you can go
yeah.
to traditional market. Wet market is where I do my groceries on, to be honest.
Mm, yeah,
uh, the fruits and vegetables, you can have them, you can find a way to have them cheap, because
right.
yeah, it's a misconception to say that eating healthy is expensive. because
Yeah.
that's not the case.
Yeah.
Honestly, you
And
don't.
also, I guess locally produced whole foods is probably also cheaper than imported, right?
Exactly, local produce, seasonal produce, and yeah, you can all those grains, or maybe you can buy, buy uh, in bulk,
Yeah, yeah,
product you can buy like this, and it's also, yeah, more eco-friendly, and yeah, if you eat out in those, again, like very farm from table fancy restaurant, not necessarily fancy, but yeah, healthy marketed restaurant,
yeah.
uh, then it can be expensive. But if you cook yourself, then no, it's cheaper.
So also on that note about budgeting, wanted to ask you one of the last questions would be about how can people still eat healthily on, let's say, a weekly basis for people who are really busy? I mean, everyone's busy, but to really maximize their health nutrition, but also keep in focus and not sidetrack and get, a fast food option instead
Mm.
at home.
Well, planning is the key. Meal prep.
Yeah, yeah,
During the weekend, you spend some time doing the groceries for your week. At least, like, yeah, prep your protein, and prep your veggies.
mm.
You can,
Chopping takes ages, isn't it? So it's good to meal prep.
yeah, pack. You put this in a container. You marinate your protein. You bake them, all together, and then you, at least you have something whenever you're hungry. Then you have something to eat.
Yeah,
Uh, because, yeah, obviously I understand that after a big day, a long day, you're tired. You don't want to cook, even if it's like 20 minutes. Then, yeah, ensure that you have something ready in your fridge, and
yeah,
some.
yeah, absolutely. I am on your Instagram and I'm incredibly inspired by some of the recipes that you have on there already. Um, so yes, I will be definitely trying out your chocolate pudding recipe.
Yeah, cool. I will
Yeah,
be, yeah, sharing more. I haven't been so active on Instagram, and I'm more about promoting a holistic wellness
yeah,
at the moment. But I do want to share more recipe. This is what I was doing like a while ago when I just started this health journey,
yeah.
and I want to do more of it. But this is also another thing I'm working on,
Hmm.
is to build a community, a platform where I can share those recipes. I can actually do online cooking event as well.
Yeah.
Um, Weekly, on a regular basis, and like, people would be able to vote which recipe they want me to teach them, or which recipe
Oh, love that.
they want me to healthize.
That's awesome. So exciting. That is, you must tell us when that comes out because we will be there for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think that's all the time we have for today. Hope you've been incredibly inspired by Juliette's journey and her services as well. If you would like to find out more, you can either go to her Instagram, which is fit_chef_Jew, or you can go to her website, which is nutrition with a NEW, like nutrition coach.com. And we can't wait to hear all about it when you contact her, reach out to her directly, and get inspired by her work. Thank you again, Juliette. It has been such a pleasure having you. And best of luck with your programs. And we look forward to seeing more updates from you soon.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me
No
to share
problem.
my my knowledge and a bit of my story. And yeah, talk to you soon. And
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Bye.